Here is another quick tip. So here I have a set of objects, they're all separate. And I want to go ahead and combine them all into one object, just for the sake of this tutorial and a way to fix this. So I'm going to open up the UV editor and show you that all the UVs have been done. And when you combine objects, all of these objects are going to share the same UV space, 0 to 1 UV space. So all the UVs are going to be combined as well. So you can see they're all separate at the moment. But when you combine them, they should all be combined like you see here. So when I go to mesh and combine, as soon as I combine a set of objects, in this case these vases have disappeared, the UVs for them disappeared. So if I go back, they reappear of course because now they're separate objects I just undid. And no amount of freezing transformations, deleting history, duplicating and then recombining fixes this issue. Anytime you combine those UVs, those UV shells for those specific two objects will be gone. So the reason this happens is because of different names for the UV sets. So if I select a single object and go to UV sets, and let me open up the UV set editor. For each of these objects, for the trash can, for the PC tower, for the keyboard, you can see that the name of these UV sets is called map1. Same for the cups. This is why they're all remain inside the UV space when you combine. But when I select the vases, the name of these is called UV map. So that's the problem, the difference between the names. So in order for those objects to be combined with other objects and still retain the UV shells, the UVs, and have those UVs combined with the rest of the objects, you need to rename the UV set to the same name as their other objects. So in this case, all I need to do is just remember this name, map1, select the bases, and rename the UV set to map1. So I'm just going to select it, and you can do this inside the UV set editor. Again, you'll get to it by going to UV sets, UV set editor. Then select the object that has a different name, select the name itself, UV map. I'm going to click rename, and I'm going to type in map1, click OK. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Rename map1. Now all of the UV sets for every single object is the same. Now if I go ahead and select all the objects and go to mesh, combine, those UVs are going to stay and they will no longer disappear.